2006 f-250 and tranny lines. I had a leak in the tranny line where it was rubbing against the frame rail right there, so it started to leak a little bit. Anyhow, googled YouTube multiple times. Everyone talked about the fittings for the ends here, but no one talked about how to get the lines in, which took most of the day. Anyhow, we'll get under there and I'll show you what I did. So, the easiest thing for these lines here, I found, you had people cutting plastic inserts, people using the special fitting, people using all that crap. Anyhow, if I can get these off, I'll show you what I did. I guess I should have made a video on how to take off these plastic clips. There we are. So, easiest thing, unscrew it. Under there, same thing, unscrew them, and then you can just take them out. The old ones, you can bend them out any which way you want, no big deal. And then to feed them in, as you can see, there's no room up here, very little room. You have the oil pan there, you have a little room on the side, but the starter's up there. And then underneath, of course, you have that little access, but you don't really have too much. So, what I did, turn your wheel all the way to the driver's side, undo your wheel speed sensor, and then as you can see right there where you can see the lines going in, there's the new lines. You can actually see light through there. You can pass the lines straight through there. So what you do is, as you're passing the lines through there, you can reach the hole that I just showed you, feed them to the driver's side of the vehicle, and then when you do that, you can see where my hands were and where the pipes were. You can kind of wiggle them through here once this is disconnected. Once you pop them over, you can start sliding them back. And when you slide them back, then you can connect them and you can pull them to the side of the engine. Now, what I recommend for any of you guys doing it, once you get them in, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Right there, you can see a zip tie. I put a piece of rubber and wrap them, because once you do this job, the lines aren't nice and pretty as when you bought them in the store. So what you want to do is protect them from rubbing again. Yeah, that's my block heater. I got to redo that. So once you feed them in and get them tied in, then you just have to make sure, again, at the front here, you've got them protected. Like I said, I wrapped it, and so I tie wrapped it at the back there where you saw the two lines right there, and then I just slid it forward. Now you just have to be careful, because you don't want to hook these up backwards. So this is a transmission filter for the 2006. I'm not sure what other years have that. Inlet is on the driver's side, outlet is on the passenger side. So when you feed your wires, the short one that's in the pan of the transmission is your outlet. So it goes out of here, back, no, sorry. The outlet here, this one is for the long one right here. So this goes to the top of the transmission. This feeds the transmission, so it's out here, feeds the transmission. And this one here, the shorter hose, is your inlet coming into the filter, because you don't want to put all the dirt from this filter, you don't want to feed it back into your transmission. So just be careful of that. So what I did, let's see if I can find it in my jumbled mess here. Probably not. Too many projects on the go. So what I did is they have special fittings. So I just took the regular, because it's 40 or 50 bucks for the fancy ones. So what I did is I bought, I believe these were just generic fuel line ones from Canadian Tire. And you can see there how I ground it down so it fit between the, because it's very tight fitting. I unscrewed all my fittings because when you live in Northern Ontario, Canada, you get tons of rust. So everything, as you saw in my truck, everything gets rust. So this is project number 365 with a flat tire. So anyhow, that's the easiest way I found. Unscrew the fitting, pull the fitting out. I just put it in a vise, used the tool I made, popped it out, and just make sure you protect the lines after, because once you kind of finagle them to get in, they're not the same as they are when they come out. So you want to protect them from rubbing through again. And that's pretty much it. So feel free to leave a comment if you have any comments or any other advice for anybody, but that's the easiest way I found it. Most videos that I saw, they showed it feeding it from the front back. So especially again being in Northern Ontario, when you have a plow hookup, you lose a good 4 to 6 inches. And this way here you can do it on the ground as well. You don't need a hoist. I'm sure with a hoist it would have been a lot easier, but again, mine is in there. So I didn't feel like spending 6 hours cleaning for a 4 or 2 hour job. So I'm not going to tell you how long it took, because it's kind of embarrassing, but it's the first time I've done it. And like I said, you can see there, you can see daylight where they go through from passenger to driver side. So unhook speed sensor. If you can get a jack under, jack it up to leave a little more room between the frame, that'd be good. Feeder through there. You'll have to go underneath and kind of help feed it through that hole right there. The hole right there. You'll have to, because the flex line at the front kind of wiggles a bit and it gets caught, so you'll have to kind of have one arm up there, one arm feeding it. But once you get it through this spot here, you're just under the truck, you pop it over there, you feed it back, tie it in, and you're good to go.